I am Folabi, and I welcome you to another episode of Growth Conversations. Today, I have with me a friend and my brother, someone who is known for his work ethic. He's a team guy. Anyone who has ever been on a team with this guy, we know how good he is in a team. He's really good in leadership, even though he doesn't admit it. He's a real leader. He's a servant leader. Yes, a servant leader, that's the word. And a friend of mine, very good friend of mine. I call him a lot of things, but his name is Opeoluwa Adejumo. How are you, Opeoluwa? How are you doing?
Hi, Afolabi. Good evening. I don't understand all those introduction. I'm just Opeoluwa Adejumo. I'm good. So how are you doing too?
Yeah, I'm doing well. So thank you for being here. Thank you. So now there are a lot of things we want to talk about today. Yeah, and yeah, you are someone that you symbolize a lot of things actually. And one thing I like about you, yeah, is that you are very humble. You don't like to talk about it. You don't like to like when people say that Paulo is very committed and everything, you just look at it as normal, normal thing. You used to tell me something like because me and you are quite close. You used to tell me something that last year. You tell me that when people say this kind of thing, you used to think of it that if there's a work to do, you are supposed to do it. You don't think of you don't have to put any extra weight to do the work required. So I want to just ask you firstly, how do you do it? Like in when it comes to service, you are impeccable in service. To just say it straight, you are very impeccable. Like you do, I've seen you do things. Me and you serve together, and I've seen you serve in some way. I'm like, "Chey, this guy get extra life. Like the way you do, me and you have been in the same and we stayed in the same room a lot of times that we will come back home around like 11, 12, and you will be on your laptop till like 2, and by 5, 6 when I'm waking up you are already on a lot of times because you're the one that used to wake me up safe. So how do you s- do service so easy but also like you do it more than everyone else? How?
Okay, thank you very much. For the last line, I did more than everyone else. I'm not sure about that. I know there will be a lot of folks out there that do way more. And yes, there are even a lot of people I still look up to that, yes, I'm inspired by them. So, first off, if I'm understanding the question very well, how do I do it and everything? The first thing I'll say is um I want to make it very plain. I want to make it very plain, but I just hope I'm not shooting myself in the leg by the time this come out. I love work. Yeah, I love work. In fact, I don't like being idle. That's one of the first thing. I don't like being idle. When I'm idle, I am way too much, should I say useless. When I'm idle, I'm way too much useless. I can just be on my phone doing nothing. But when there is work, I understand, okay, yes, it is time to go all in. It's time to go all in. Yes, it's time to go all in. And the thing about servitude now is this. It is one of the core principle of leadership. When you're in a leadership position, you know you are going there to serve. You are not going there to exhibit yourself as the front man or for people to just see you there as a rigid person or just as a should I say as a statue, but you are going there to perform your full responsibility as your full responsibility to servitude. So that's just it. I just understand that is the core aspect, or should I say the core principle of leadership is servitude. So that's my mantra actually.
that's that's good. That's really good. That's kind of thing I actually look at with leadership is service. It's one of the things I look at. But power, they say power pass power. Yeah. A lot of times I used to look at you and like, I used to tell my guy, I used to tell you, said, one of the things that caused our fight the most in this world last year was but boy, he go and rest. But boy, like, and it was one of the things I learned a lot of times. You know, there are times you can remember, for instance, now during the anniversary. For those who don't know, if you are listening, we both served as executives in MFMCF, the 2025th generation, and a lot of times during the anniversary, I will come back from work or from school and everything, and I'll be so tired. And let's say we have, I think anniversary start by 5 or something, and we have to be there by 4 because as we're serving and everything. And I'll just be like, "Whoa, I'm sleep. I'll get there by 4:45, and I'll go just be like, Benny, forget that one. Stand up, no, just go back. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go." And you know that kind of thing. If you remember, we used to come back for VG again. If you remember, we used to come back for VG too. And
Yeah, yeah.
it was that week, that 2, 3 weeks of that anniversary was really, really crazy. And Ogbe never for one, yes, you see it in his face. There are some pictures I have now that his face will be like tired, but he will not show it. He will still walk as if no, like it's normal and everything. It was really, really good. It was really, really good. Now, another thing I want to say, another question I want to ask is that you are someone that you keep in touch with a lot of people. I have seen your phone before. I have seen your phone before. Like you are always, I don't know how you do it. You keep in touch with a lot of people, both your unit members, then people in the fellowship, alumni. How? Because in leadership, you will need that. Even if someone wants to go far in life, sef, you will need to keep in touch, like to keep relationships. Like if you know what I mean. How do you do it that you just keep in touch with a lot of people? Because from some like for some like me, it gets really tiring. Talking to 3, 4, 5 people in it constantly, sef, I can't manage it at all. But how do you do it that you keep in touch with a lot of people? You don't lose contact. You are someone that even both of us like this now, no matter what, you don't lose contact. How do you do it?
Okay, thank you very much for that. But okay, I'll answer then. I'll say the weakness. First off, keeping in touch with people online can be seen as a strength because I love gadgets. I love gadgets. Even my skill, I work with gadgets. Yeah. So keeping in touch before I even started anything skill in tech or whatsoever, I have loved phone. I've loved phone right from time. And I can even say the skill I'm actually like what I'm doing currently now, what I'm doing skill wise now, it's as a result of me loving gadget. I remember then my sister's phone, I usually take my sister's phone and I'll just be with it, just maneuvering around and all. It was then my sister discovered, okay, it seems you love gadget and all. Why don't you try tech? So
Yeah,
it has been something very easy for me. Like I love phones and all. It's actually quite easy in the sense that I can be working all day. I can be working all day, be fully immersed in whatever I'm doing, but I'll still have time to talk with everyone I still want to talk with. Yeah.
mm,
How will I put it? If I work for long, if I work for long, I understand there is a time to rest. There's
yeah,
a time to rest. And even unconsciously, I do this Pomodoro technique. There's this Pomodoro technique, walk 25 minutes,
yeah.
rest 5 minutes.
Minutes. Mm.
Although I don't follow the timing, but I know I do it. I know I do it very well in my day-to-day activities. I know I do it. Mine can even be walk 10 minutes, press phone 10 minutes or something. And there
Pomodoro
are days
technique.
whereby I will just have to walk an hour, 2 hours before I even check my phone. But I know very well it's always easy. So now I can say that is a strength because it is also still falling in line with my job. I can just be working and I still have time to quickly slide into checking and keeping tabs with people. Uh, okay, let me talk about the weakness. Now, the weakness of this is I can vibe with you online very, very well, very, very well. And when we are meeting and perhaps we've not spoken very well in public or something, when you meet me physically, you feel I'm mute because I
Yeah.
won't say anything. I'll just be smiling and all. And then you wonder, okay, this person has been talking to me online, been vibing, been doing this, doing that, and I can just see you. And to even greet you, I'll be very, very shy. I'll just bow my head, greet you, and just be there. So let me just say, I actually talking with people or keeping tab online is very, very easy for me. But the the decline, or should I say the weakness in which most people have observed over time, or some people don't know, is meeting people physically. I'll feel very somehow about it, like, okay, what am I going to do? And also talking with people online has always been something very easy for me. So that's just it.
Yeah, yeah. I can actually attest to the fact that you are very shy. Like until I became really, really close to you, I think I was like first semester when I started coming to your side like frequently. I didn't know you're shy because you used to, because of service now, you be like this macho, this and that. When I got to your house, bro, I cannot just say some things here. But I know you are can you hear me? Okay, I can hear you. But I know you are quite shy and everybody has that part of him actually, him or her actually. So the next thing I just want to ask is leadership. Yeah, you've served in a lot of places apart from church. You served politically and everything. Like, what made you go into leadership at first?
Okay. Uh, Funny enough, I've never thought of this thing this way. What made me go into leadership? Let me just say it's still coming from what I said earlier. The fact that I love work. I love work. I think I remember I got into school as a direct entry student. I got into school as a direct entry student, and before then I've been seeing how okay, I don't want to use okay, should I start from the primary grades? I was actually I was privileged to be the head boy in primary school. But let's still say, okay, that is still the baby aspect and all. Then for secondary school, I've been someone that, okay, I love work right from time. Even before before we got to SS3, I've been someone that, in every secondary school setting, SS3 is where most of the major leadership aspects comes in. But I've been privileged to actually serve in some responsibilities before
Hmm.
the main time came around. I was privileged to serve as roommate in hostels. I attended the boarding schools, serve as roommate in hostels, in the religious aspects and the likes, even from secondary school. So it has always been something me and let me just use the terms group of friends now, something we love. Okay, we understand leadership is servitude and all, but for personally now, what prompted me into leadership is the fact that okay, yes, I just love work and I love making a difference. I'm
Yeah.
not mad though. So that's just it.
Yeah. That's actually really good. That's really good. Yeah. How do you manage it and still build what you are building? Yeah, you are building a life. Yeah, you are doing a lot of jobs. You are doing jobs. You are doing a lot of projects. You are project managing a lot of stuff now. How do you manage your relationship? Because you work a lot. And me and you sometimes we chat around 2 a.m. You're still working on something. So how do you manage all this and still build a relationship? How?
Okay. I think we've been building this talk right from the beginning. Relationship with people, right? Okay. Um, it's still boiling down to how I still keep tab with people while doing my work and all. Uh, for how do I manage it and all? It is actually from the response I last gave. It's something easy for me to do due to the fact that my skill is still based on using the same gadget I can use to just quickly maneuver and how would I put it? It's still this building from the same gadget I can use to maneuver and just quickly talk with people and all. And how do I do it? It's just setting time for everything, setting time for everything. In fact, I do it unconsciously. I can remember there was a time of my life I tried doing. I know someone that writes. I believe a lot of people do that. Write their to-do list. Well, I'll do this today. Write everything in order I tried it for a month. I wasn't productive up to when I didn't write anything. So it's just what works best for people. We just have to understand what's work best for us. The time in fact, I downloaded an app, tried writing everything. I found that I didn't do a lot of what I wanted to do compared to when I didn't even write anything.
Yeah.
So it's just about what works best. And there's one little cheat code I do. My WhatsApp, yes, my WhatsApp is actually one of my lifesaver. My WhatsApp, my own personal DM. I can just write, I can just scribble a little message. So, and my own DM is actually pinned to the top. So if I'm to, perhaps I'm working with Afolabi Beyond Growth conversation and I need to actually keep tab or something, I can just write something. So when I come back to WhatsApp, I know I always frequent WhatsApp. So when I come back to WhatsApp, I can always see that particular message. Or not that I will forget, but it will just serve as a reminder also. So it has always been something very easy for me due to the the way I just do it unconsciously. So that's just it.
That's 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 beautiful actually. That's really, really beautiful. Usually. So like now I need a to-do list. If I don't do to-do list, I forget a lot of things. So, I mean, I'm someone that I forget things easily, actually. So, and you that you need to remember a lot of things, that's what. And that's just what people should know. Different folks for different strokes. Yeah. So the next thing I just want to ask is now, how have you seen yourself grow in the last 5 years? Like, what is like the major thing that you've seen that you've grown the most in the last 5 years?
Hmm. That's a very solid one. The last 5 years, I think the most significant thing we can say in the last 5 years is the lockdown period, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I think we just left the lockdown period also the last 5 years. So skill wise, spiritually wise, I can say yes, there's been a lot of growth. There's been a lot of growth. There's been a lot of growth. In
That's
fact, I started learning tech immediately we ended COVID. I remember COVID period came as a shock to everyone, the lockdown, restriction of movement and all. So after we were done with COVID, I think for example, okay, we graduated in the same set, yeah. After COVID, we resumed school and it just perhaps a year difference and all. We had ASU strike. That was one of the longest strike in history. One of the longest strike in history. And that was when I started learning tech. That was when I started learning tech. If I go back to what I was building then, if I go back to what I was building then compared to now, I can only say yes, there's been tremendous growth. There's been tremendous growth. Then spiritually, yes, there's been a lot of growth. I can actually say yes, there's been growth. And what can I say? Okay, one of the major things I would say about myself from now and between now and last 5 years is um there's been this more drive. Should I say there's been bigger vision. I always use this term as far as your eyes can see. While we were in secondary school, we were about living, and our chaplain then, we had our dinner. Can you hear me, please?
yeah, I can hear you, I can hear you.
Okay, so we had our dinner, and the chaplain gave us a paper and pen to write where we want to see ourselves in the next 5 years and in the next 10 years. We wrote for 5 years, done with university, next 10 years, marriage, and you understand this kind of talks and everything. Well, we've smashed the 5 years. I was still an undergraduate, not even close to, not even, not even close to graduating. So 10 years is almost completed and we just graduated. We are even still battling
All right.
service calls and everything. You understand? So what I can just say now is the thing I have understood between the last 5 years and now is there's been a bigger growth in terms of as far as one's eyes can see. That's what I can just say.
That's really good. That's really good. Yeah, and that's what one thing I just want to tell people is that, and I don't tell anyone that is listening, is that you don't know what can happen in like 3 years. You don't know which course of life you'll be charting. You don't know what you'll be learning. So if you are doing something at this point and it's as if you've not figured it out, next 5 years, you'll be surprised at the kind of growth. I'm sure in the next 5 years now, you'll be surprised at where you will be. But I'm 100% sure because you'll be in a much better place because of some opportunity. There's something my mentor told me something some time ago. He was telling me that he noticed that I want to be great. I have this drive for greatness. But one thing he should tell me that is that, oh, Mobito Malo, he said it in Yoruba, like you don't know where you will be in maybe 1 year. You want to be great, yes, as long as you have um that drive for greatness, that thinking of greatness that you want to learn something. It's not like you said you like work, which is very rare. A lot of people don't like work. That's the opposite, and that's why a lot of people won't have the kind of results you have. Yeah. So in the next 5 years, in time, more than one thing, time compounds. Like literally, time compounds. One thing you start learning is 2021 or 2022, and I start learning that time now. And now you are better than before now. You are already doing a lot of things, you've built a lot of apps. Those times now, you did not know that all these things will be possible. Now, in the next 5 years now, there are a lot of things you'll be doing that you will not know that it's possible, that you're not even thinking of it as now. So that's what I don't want to tell people. So quickly, I want to ask you to give one advice. If you have to give, if someone asks you that, what is your greatest advice? What is the greatest advice you can give somebody right now? What will it be?
The greatest advice. Hmm. Put God first.
Uh,
Yeah, put God first. In fact, it is very key. Towards the opening to graduate life, I believe if there'll be any graduates listening to this, I know a lot of graduates will be listening to this, like fresh graduates, they'll later listen to this. I believe there was a time in their life where immediately they finished their last paper and we were done, thoughts started coming in, okay, what's next? What's next and all. And what I can just say is I also had that panic. I also had that panic. And it took a lot. I had that panic to be very sure. It took a lot to just bring it down because I had to talk with a lot of people, a lot of seniors that have gone there, you know. And apart from even talking with them, we prayed and I also prayed. I can say I'm seeing the result bit by bit.
okay, so put God first. Can you just say a prayer for growth conversations?
Okay. So growth conversation is stemming up from my brother Folabi. Uh, the Lord has seen your work, your strength, your zeal, and what I can just say is every great movement started from a place. I believe and I pray that God is going to move the movement. God is going to take it higher. It shall
Amen.
move far places. It shall move places far beyond you can even imagine. It shall
Amen.
move very, very far and wide. In Jesus' name, Amen.
Amen. Amen. So thank you so much, Opeoluwa, for this opportunity. Thank you for honoring this call. And I know I will see you in much more higher places. I will one day soon we'll bring you back again for more discussions. So
Yeah, thank
a
you.
big thank you to
It's a
Opeoluwa, yeah.
pleasure.
And if you are listening, I know you have gotten a lot of insights. You've gotten a lot of things to do from someone who knows how to work, who likes service and everything. So it will you can do well to like this podcast, can share the podcast to your friends, and I'll see you in the next episode. God bless you.